Welcome. Identifying area of support and resistance is what I'll be talking about in today's video. I'll try as much as possible to simplify it because a lot of people do not even know how to identify the area of support and resistance properly, but this is what I'll be covering in today's video. When the market is moving upward, if it hits a particular area, it would push it down, it would come down. So for example, just clearly to make everything I've explained and to make it very easy, let me just open my line. For those of you that don't know what I'm using, this platform is called TradingView. It is used for crypto, forex, and different kind of platforms. So let me put this in line. If you look at this particular place, right, this position here, somewhere here, immediately the price hits this particular position, what happened? It started rejecting and started coming back. Now let me show you clearly what I mean. That is an area of resistance. If you look at this particular place, horizontal line, I put it here. Look at this place. Immediately the price hits this particular area, it is actually an area of support, right? Now the idea is this particular area of support and resistance is very important in trading, because the more a particular region or an area price reacts when it hits that area of support or resistance, it makes that place very strong and a key area of interest, right? Now look at this. This is not just the only place of area of support and resistance in this trade. There are a lot of areas of support and resistance this is a 1 month candlestick, which means one candle represents 1 month. And the thing is, there are a lot of areas of support and resistance here, and I'll be showing you guys. For example, let's look at this particular place. Now if I take this horizontal line again, you look at this region, there's something about this particular region. Look at it. This place is actually an area of resistance upward and is an area of support downward, which is very, 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 very true, because in trading, a region that used to be an area of resistance, once that region is broken, could end up becoming an area of support, right? So if you look at this, when this price was coming downward, like when the candle was coming down around this place, this was an area of support, and when it went up, it became area of resistance. Then it went on to break upward, and boom, this particular area of resistance, this particular line here, has now become an area of support. Now in a lower time frame, everything will look very clear, right? If I click on this place, you're going to see another area of support and resistance. Somewhere around this place, there's an area of support and resistance. Yeah. Now in this place, this is an area of resistance. If you look at it from this side, this angle, this is an area of resistance, also an area of support. Mind you, in this same place, if you go to lower time frame, you're going to see more areas of support and resistance, but the obvious one are the ones I'm just going to mark here. Let me take my horizontal line, let me mark here again. This is another area of resistance here. If you look at the extreme end, you see these two candles. Where these two candles touch, it is an area of resistance. Now for a place to become an area of resistance, and if you look at the extreme side, somewhere around this particular place that I'm touching, you see that this is actually an area of support now, because anytime the price touch this place, it will always react. Anytime the price touch, it will always react. But if you look at in the early time, this was an area of resistance, because the price could not break above here and it started coming down. So if we go to a lower time frame, everything becomes very clear. And I advise people, if you want to pick your key area of support and resistance, it is better you do it on the higher time frame, like the 1 month, the 1 week, and the daily time frame, so that when you're on a lower time frame, you would know these areas of support and resistance are key. And on a lower time frame, there are a lot of areas of support and resistance. You know the ones that are just for a short while, right? I'm not through with picking area of support and resistance here. I can see another one, and this is the monthly time frame, right? I can see an area of support, and it's also an area of resistance around this place. Look at it here. This place is an area of support and an area of resistance. Now it is advisable that most of the time, you look at where the candle body closes, right? Now, even though the candle body doesn't close in that place, but there's a weak rejection, you could also consider it. But it is way much better if that place is a place where you candle, what do you call it, body closes, right? If you look at this particular region, you will see that this candle body closed here and the other one started there, but in this place it was just a wick that touched this part. But because there is, anytime something happens in this particular area, there is always a reaction. Whether the candle wick touches the place or a candle body touches the place, it makes it a key area of support and resistance. Right now, let us now go to a lower time frame. Then you're going to see that these areas I've touched, there are multiple times that price has touched there, because each candlestick in this time frame, one candlestick represents what has happened in 1 month. So if you go to a weekly time frame, you see that that is what this one candle could represent, what has happened in 4 weeks, right? And in a daily time frame, this one candle represents what has happened in 30 days. So you now have like 30 candles in a weekly time frame. One candle will now become 4 weeks. So these areas that I've marked in this particular place are key areas of support and resistance, right? For other people can go on to see other areas of support and resistance in this place, it is fine, but I've just marked some obvious key areas of support and resistance. Now let's move to the 1 week time frame so that you can see clearly. Now looking at the 1 week time frame, I need to close my indicators. Let me close this, 1, 2 and 3. Right now, look at the 1 week time frame. You can see that this area of support is now looking clearer, right? And you can also identify some other little areas of support and resistance, but this key one is looking clear. For example, look at this place. This is the first one we marked, and this is where there was a weak touch and it reacted. And you can see that in this place, immediately price hits here, there's always a reaction upward. Immediately price hits this place, there's always a reaction upward. So this is an area of support, and in this place the price even had to touch it. Like, look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4. So once the price hits here, it will always come downward. So if it hits there, it will come down. It goes up again, hits here, it will come down. So when it is going up, right, when the price goes up and hits upward, right, that place it is hitting that is pushing the price down is called an area of resistance. And if the price is coming down, is falling down, and it hits down and begins to reverse, that place that it is hitting down, that it is now reversing to move upward, is called an area of support. So as traders, the reason area of support and resistance is good is that, imagine me watching a trade now and I see this particular trade coming down, the trade hits this place, and I know in the past, anytime the market hits this particular region, to always reverse up. No, one beautiful thing about technical analysis is that whatsoever that is happening in the present has happened in the past, right? If it has happened in the past, we can use historical data of what has happened in the past to determine what we should be expecting. So look at this. If I was on this trade and this trade was coming down and it hits this particular region and the thing move up, or look at, if I am in the same trade again, it's coming down, hits here, I'll be expecting it to react in this region to go up. I'll be expecting it to come to as high as this place, right? So after coming down this low, then it moved upward again, right? Now the place of support and resistance is key, because when you see a market hitting a particular region and reversing, you cannot predict the place that there could be the next support. For example, this used to be an area of resistance. Let me mark it here. But if you see that now that this price is falling, this particular place is now an area of support, which simply means an area of support in the past can become an area of resistance in the future, right? And areas of resistance in the future can become an area of support in the past. I hope you guys understand this video clearly. Now, if we move to a lower time frame, let's say the daily time frame, you're going to see it clearer than this, right? Because now we are seeing it look better on the weekly time frame. I started setting the area of support and resistance on the weekly time frame, but now let's move to the daily time frame. You will see that price has actually touched this area multiple times, and you will see all that little area of support and resistance. So look at this. The same line I have drawn in the past, but let's come to the daily time frame from the monthly time frame and see how these regions are actually respected. You can see that key area of support, key area of resistance. That doesn't mean that you cannot have other little areas of support and resistance, but the ones I have marked are the key ones. So as a trader, you now begin to take note of these key areas of support and resistance. For example, I can now say, okay, now that this price is in this particular place, if it breaks below, I'll be expecting it to come to as low as this point here to take my profit. Let me show you something. So if I'm expecting this market to fall down, to come down, right? I'll look at something now. If I'm expecting this market to actually fall down, if it breaks below this place and it breaks into this area of support, breaks below this area of support, I can now be expecting that the next area of support will be down here. Then I'll be expecting like a 62% profit if it moves from this particular place where this my blue candle is to this down part where my arrow is, the beginning of this arrow to the end of this arrow. However, because it is an area of support, if the market begins to hit this region and begins to reverse, like the area of support is very strong, is not broken, then I can now predict that it will be going back to retest this area of resistance, right? And this would be like a 169% trade if I am a swing trader. But as a scalper, I'll be looking for low or small entries just to make like 20%, 30%, 10% profit. And that is why area of support and resistance are very important. If you notice, when this price market was going here, it came up and respected the area of resistance. Coming down, the area of support, it reacted, but the force that it used in coming, it broke the area of support. And when it was trying to go up, this area of resistance, man, this area of support in the past now became the area of resistance in the future, and now this new area is now the new area of support. But before, when it was going up, it used to be area of resistance, but coming down is now area of support. If it breaks it and come down, we will now be expecting this particular region here to become the new area of support, right? And if it is going back up, this region that is now the new area of support, will now be looking at it as the new area of resistance. I hope you guys are able to understand the concept of area of support and resistance better with this video. If you have any question, leave the question in the comment section. In my next video, I'll be talking about another interesting stuff in the crypto space where you can gather more knowledge. I strongly advise people most of the time, if you want to get your critical area of support and resistance, always begin to set it from the higher time frame, so that on the lower time frame things will look clearer and you can identify key area of support and resistance and other little areas of support and resistance. Bye for now. I love you guys and I hope to see you in my next video.